Without you, I'm driving lost in a stare. Without you, I feel like I'm running scared. Since you're gone, I haven't bothered to comb my hair on Friday night. But Friday night's gonna be alright. It's gonna be right. It's gonna be alright now, baby. Friday night's gonna be alright. It's gonna be right. It's gonna be alright now, baby. So get ready for Friday night.
Hey! Hello! Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing really well out there, wherever you might be in this whole wide world. Yeah. And I think we kicked things off properly here. We had no time to spare, so Danny has already kicked things off for us, as usual, giving us that bit of extra energy we need, drifting into the weekend. Yes. Feels good, doesn't it? Yeah. And I am, of course, here talking about music, as usual, on a Friday night. And what am I going to talk about today? Well, I'm going to talk about a very busy week that I had, but a very pleasant week, I have to say. It all started this past weekend, actually, when I decided to go into London, and more specifically, King's Cross and Coal Drops Yard. It's an absolutely beautiful area in London, a lot of modern architecture, of course, but they also kept a lot of the old architecture as well. There's a really nice blend to it. It's a bit of an oasis in the middle of London, away from the bustle and the noise and all of that. And the weather was perfect. We had such a great day there. So, they usually hold markets there in the Coal Drops Yard throughout the year, and this past weekend it just happened to be the independent label market. So that means that a lot of independent record labels would be there. They put up a stall, they sell their records, their merch, you can go and talk to them, and of course you can also meet up with like-minded people in this market. So I couldn't miss out on this one. So I put something together for you guys as a bit of a tour around what it was like on this day at the independent label market, and I'm also going to follow up after this with what I bought, of course, because you're curious, and also something else that I did this week as well. A very exciting thing. But let's start at Coal Drops Yard in King's Cross, London, this past weekend.
Did you let him use the other one?
Yes, I did. largest size. The London one, like.
Which colour?
In white, yeah, in a white colour. They're wicked, aren't they? That's tiny.
So, what is Late Night Tales all about then?
Well, the series started 25 years ago. We've released 50 albums approximately in that time, and they're basically artist curated compilations. So we'll get an artist like Roixop, and then what they'll do is they'll pick favourite tracks. It could be John Martin, it could be Little River Band, Vangelis, different artists that they've chosen, which are down tempo, home listening, but they also record a cover version. So on this one, they've got well, actually no, that's a new track, but they've also got they did a cover of a Depeche Mode song.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so that's an early Depeche Mode track. Each album is has a cover by the compiler, and as you can see, we've released. There's all of our albums down there. So we've done them with the biggest ones have been like Jamiroquai, Arctic Monkeys, Bonobo, Floating Points, Khruangbin. We signed Khruangbin when they were on the Bonobo's Late Night Tales, and we ended up signing them. So yeah, it's music discovery, and it can be from music from 60, 70 years ago right up to music today. The albums are very eclectic, very quite a mixed bag. Some of them are a bit more accessible, some of them like Nils Fram or Oliver Arnold's are a bit more experimental.
Yeah.
David Holmes is quite soundtracky because he's famously known for music supervision
Yeah, of
doing
course.
soundtracks. So the series, we just released the latest one with Barry Can't Swim, who's a Ninja Tune artist, and this year is our 25th anniversary. So we're here at the Labour Market in King's Cross just to hopefully spread what we do, and it's a lovely day, and
It is.
and there's some nice beers here because there's a lot
Exactly,
of craft
yeah.
beers. So hopefully that explains it.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you very much.
Hello.
I had a great time at this market, and no wonder. If you're a lover of music, you would have had a field day in this one. It's a lot of labels, a lot of them I never heard of before, but that is really the charm of this market, to explore something new, to discover something new, and I certainly did just that. Had a couple of blind buys just based on what kind of genre the music was in. And the prices, I have to say as well, was really good at this market. Because if you think about it, these are the labels themselves selling to you as a customer. So they're cutting out the middle hands here, the distribution chain and all of that. So you could do some really nice bargains at this market for sure. That was at least my impression from what I bought. So, what did I buy? Let's kick off things with Late Night Tales. You already heard the short interview that I did, or we had Paul from Late Night Tales explaining what it's all about, the concept of it all. So it's compilations album, but they are compiled by different artists and bands. So I was recommended a couple of records here. Friendly Fires. Never heard much from Friendly Fires. I'm aware who Friendly Fires is, but the compilation itself had some really, really good tracks, so that's why I picked this one up. Double vinyl, not a gatefold. They're all in this big jacket here, but in polyline sleeves, all of them. So really good. And when I say all of them, I picked up 3, because at this specific market you could buy 3 double albums for the price of £50. That is a bargain for 3 double albums, I have to say. So goes back to what I told you about the prices. Really, really good. Then I also picked up the Franz Ferdinand one, and this especially for one track. There is a lot of great tracks on this one, mind you, but there was one track that really stood out, and that is Louis Scratch Perry's Disco Devil. The full-length version of it, that one, is on this compilation. And of course, like Paul explained here, every artist that compiles these albums or bands also do an exclusive track or 2 for each of these ones as well. And the same goes for Franz Ferdinand, of course. And the third one I picked up was, of course, Röyksopp. This was the one that I picked up at first, and then I was recommended the Franz Ferdinand one and Friendly Fires as well. And so it's a great, great combo, really. They liken it to if you drink wine, for example, and just want to chill out with your friends or on your own. And if you have a rosé at a really nice, warm, breezy evening, this could be the equivalent to that rosé if you don't drink wine. Put on this record, it has that soothing effect as well, minus the hangover, of course, the day after, if you drink too much. But yeah, this is a great one. I think you already mentioned in the video that we get a Vangelis track here from the Blade Runner. It's a Blade Runner Blues, my favorite track, by the way, from that soundtrack. And we also get the rendition of Ice Machine by Depeche Mode. That is one of the unique tracks here from Röyksopp. And love that track. Originally a B-side for Depeche Mode's first single, Dreaming of Me. Yeah. And I also want to point out for each and every one of these, and I'm going to cover up this one here. Let's see, we'll do that. This is a sticker on the inserts here, or the inner bags. That has a code. So you go to Late Night Tales website, you put in the code, and you can download all the tracks and a continuous mix as well of the whole thing in either MP3, FLAC, or WAV files, or all of them. It all depends how many you want in the different formats. So really, really nice stuff. I'm really pleased with that. Another one I picked up, which was of course not a blind buy. I am very aware of this one. This is Shakespeare's Sister. And as you can see, this is Black Sky. This was an RSD release. Was it last year? I think it was. And I had it on my list, but there were so many other records and, you know... Money. So I just had to skip it at that point. But now London Records had the last couple of copies at the market stall, so I picked up one. And of course I don't regret this. It's a great song to begin with. Plus, you will get the Underworld mixes on this one as well. And as an added bonus, it's a glow in the dark disc on this one. Great stuff. And the first stall that I encountered entering this market was Gearbox Records. So Gearbox has done a lot of reissues on the label, a lot of jazz. They also have at least one Nico release. I think it's a BBC Sessions. And they had that there as well. And I was like, oh, should I pick it up? But once again,
Money.
but what they did have was this one. Yeah, from this year's Record Store Day, this is Richard Sakamoto with Danceries. Sorry about that pronunciation, but he teamed up with Danceries, who practice a lot of, I would say, classical music. But in this case, this is Richard Sakamoto and Danceria going medieval. Yeah, it's medieval music in a new way. Some of it is traditional medieval music, but they also incorporate some synthesizers and also do a couple of covers of Yellow Magic Orchestra tracks here as well. So yeah, I talked about this one leading up to Record Store Day, and I was contemplating if they have it, I would probably pick it up. But also, I know that there was a CD release in Japan in the 1980s, so I could have picked that one up in the aftermarket. But now it was staring me in the face, and I was like, yeah, I gotta pick it up. And I don't regret it at all. They done a wonderful job with this one, Gearbox. They included reproduction of the original Obi strip, as we can see here. I placed the hype sticker down here. It's not really part of the Obi strip, but I placed it there. So they done a really good job. And some liner notes here about the release itself and how it came about to be re-released by Gearbox as well. So some interesting reading there. And the pressing itself, black vinyl, comes in a polyline sleeve. Once again, we do appreciate that. Really good pressing of this one. And they also included a reproduction of the inlay that came with the original pressing back in the day, in the early 1980s in Japan, on a really stiff kind of, I wouldn't say cardboard, but paper stock here. Really nice stuff. And you can read some more about Dancerias and, of course, Richie Sakamoto himself as well here. Yeah. The reason for me being aware of this independent label market in the first place was from a post on Instagram from none other than Todd Taylor. And who is Todd Taylor? Well, he is the man who started up the independent label, the Compact Organization, here in the UK in the early 1980s. And I talked about the Compact Organization here before, mainly because my newfound love since, 5-6 years ago now, of Verna Lint, the Swedish artist that was signed to the Compact Organization. And of course also Mary Wilson, who was also signed to that one. Todd Taylor is not only the founder of this one, he is a musician himself, played with a lot of famous names all around the world, and released a bunch of records leading all the way back to the early 1980s as well. And he is really talented, writes some really good pop songs. The more recent records, my mind always goes back to the brilliant pop of Prefab Sprout. I would say, just to explain to you what area we are talking about here, if you love Prefab Sprout, you would probably love Todd Taylor as well. So anywho, now that we got that explanation around who's Todd Taylor, well, that's a man. He had a stall at this market, and that is what he wrote about in his Instagram post. I'm going to be there, I'm going to have a stall, it's going to be called Todd Taylor World. So I was like, yes, I have to go. What is this market? It was so many things flying through my head. And then all of a sudden I saw his stall, and I approached him and I said, I'm sorry, but are you Todd Taylor? Yes, I used to be, at least, or something like that, he said. And then we had a lovely conversation. We probably talked for over an hour, and it was simply wonderful to meet up with him. He's such a lovely guy, and yeah. I didn't bring up my phone. I didn't just want to be like, oh, by the way, we need to record this. So I actually spoke to him, and he said at some point we can do an interview, and I'm really looking forward to that, to learn more about the Compact organization, of course, but also about his career and what he's been doing since starting out the Compact organization in the early 1980s. There's been a lot of things going on. So I picked up a couple of 7-inch singles that I have here behind me. He also kindly gave me this book, which is a precursor to his brick of a book, The Story of John Knightley, and that came out in 2017. So he called this the test pressing for that, the main book. So I haven't got around to read that one yet. I mean, it's just a couple of days since I was at the market. There's been a lot of things going on. And I also picked up this. This is his album from 2021? Yeah. That's it. That's the year. Frisbee. I have been streaming this one quite a lot, but now when Todd Taylor was at this market, I just had to pick up a copy, and it's in this really nice thick outer sleeve here, or jacket, really, really nice, and pressed on absolutely clear vinyl. And let me tell you, this pressing sounds absolutely amazing. And it also comes with this nice inlay, or inner sleeve, I would say. I switched it out for an anti-static one because this one wasn't, but absolutely fantastic. You can see some pictures here of the studio where he recorded the whole thing, and some notes on the back as well. Yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. A real highlight for me to meet up with Todd Taylor. And I also passed by a label that I wasn't familiar with at all, called Claypipe Music, and they gave me this sticker so you can see what it looks like, the logo. There you go, that's a Claypipe Music. And to me, when I looked at the records in the stall, it just felt like it was really tranquil ambient music that we were talking about. So I asked them, I said, what is this? Yeah, lo and behold, it was more ambient leaning stuff. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick up an album here, and I went for this one called Lofoten, and this is by Kate Francesca Brooks. Never heard about the artist, of course, never heard about the album, so I asked what kind of music are we talking about here. I knew it was more ambient, right? But it says leaning more to electronica and ambient, and I was like, yep, you sold me this one. So I grabbed it, and what really piqued my interest was, of course, the title Lofoten, which is, of course, my Scandinavian heritage screaming out to me to grab it. Yeah, Lofoten is, of course, in Norway. Really nice presentation here, and kind of a digipack gatefold sleeve with the disc itself in a sleeve in itself. Yeah, really great stuff. And I have to tell you, this is one great record to put on when you just want to zone out, relax. Absolutely fantastic. And I mean, this is what it's all about. Go to your familiar labels, of course, like I did with London Records, for example, or Gearbox, but there's so many others that you probably never heard of that releases so much awesome music. This leads me into the last stall that I visited after many hours rummaging around this market, or roaming around this market. I came across Back on Wax, and I'm familiar with Back on Wax since before. But perhaps only one or two titles really that springs into my mind when I saw it. But the one that really drew me in, because I knew that they released this one for Record Store Day, was it 2 years ago now? Can't remember now. Anywho, it was Madison Avenue. Yeah, and the album, The Polyester Embassy. So they released this one for the first time ever on vinyl, because this is a noughties band, so only CD releases. And in my mind, they were only a singles band, really. I have some of their CD singles still in my collection, still play them from now and then, because I love the tracks. Don't Call Me Baby and Who the Hell Are You? I had to read on the back here. So if you're anything like me, you would associate Madison Avenue with said singles, right? And if any dance act, house act out there at the time had an album out, I rarely paid any attention to it. It was just the singles that you went for, the mixes of said singles. But let me tell you, this album was eye-opening to me, even mind-blowing to me. It is such a great album. We are not only presented with house music here, it's a very eclectic mix of different genres, really, and it all gels together really, really well to be a very cohesive album, for sure. It is absolutely fantastic, and I have to give it to Back on Wax as well for not just re-releasing this one for the first time on vinyl, by the way, also for the mastering of this one. The soundstage on this record, or the records, because it's a double LP, it is fantastic. It is out of this world. It is one of the best sounding records I have in my collection. Yeah, for sure. And the presentation, like I said, 2 vinyl records, the inner sleeves we have here. So we get track listing. Nice photo on that one. And for the second one, another nice photo of this Australian duo. Really, really nice stuff. And all presented in a big, thick jacket here. I put the records themselves in polylined sleeves here. Black vinyl, as you can say. But once again, I have to stress, the pressing, the mastering, all of it is top-notch on this one. And if you don't believe me, when it comes to the music itself, or this album being absolutely fantastic, go and have a listen to it. I think it's on streaming as well. I should have picked this one up way earlier, but hey, better late than never. I'm so glad I picked this one up. So I stood there holding this Madison Avenue in my hand, and all of a sudden the guys who run the label, they handed me a couple of stickers. That's what you got from most of the stalls when you were talking to people, stickers or postcards. And they also handed me this one and said, we're also handing out these ones exclusively for today. They are signed by the artist. And I looked at it, I was like, I don't recognize this artist at all. Never heard of Alexis Sturm. Addicted, yeah. And so they say, and by the way, she's also here. And I looked up and it was like, oh yes, you are. And she's excused herself, saying something like, oh, that's over 20 years ago now. But I said, I still recognize you. So I was intrigued. So I said, okay, so this album, what is it? And she looked at me and said, electropop. I was like, sold. So of course I got to pick it up, another blind buy, because I love me some electro pop. And she was also very kind to sign this one for me, so here it is. Yeah, this is Alexis Sturm, Addicted. And what I didn't know about this one, and I'm pretty sure the guys from Back to Wax and Alexis herself told me about this at this point, but it was hot outside. Like I said, it was late in the day for me because I already been wandering around for hours. So I didn't really pick up everything, and I do regret it today. I'm always a bit awkward around socializing with people I never met before, and at this point I was like, I'm not zoned out, but I wish I had paid more attention. But going home, I read more about Alexis Sturm and realized that, because I remember they are saying this, it's the first time it comes out on vinyl. It's a long lost album or something like that. Those were the words that were ringing in my head from that meeting. But it turns out she was signed to Warner Brother Records in 2002 and was about to release this album, but for reasons it was shelved. Later on, I think in 2023, they did release it digitally, but then Back on Wax picked this up and released it this year. So it's a brand new album, but an old album, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So I was really curious about this one, took it home, and I have been listening to it all through this week. It is your, I wouldn't say typical, but you know, the naughty sound, the early 2000s, that kind of sound. It's great pop. It's got some real hit potentials for most of the tracks, I want to say. Really, really good production and some really good singing as well from Alexis. So this is what it looks like on the back. We got the track listing. This is the original track listing, of course, but they also added bonus tracks here, 2 of them. On the B-side. So at the end of the record, we do get Circles and So Good as a demo. I have to say, Circles is a banger of a track, for sure. And we do get it on orange vinyl, and I was told this is limited to 100 copies. The other copies that you could get your hands on are on magenta vinyl, if I'm not misremembering things here. And a wonderful inlay as well. There you go, Alexis in a rehearsal area or perhaps a studio. And we do get the track listing here as well. Great presentation. And as usual, I say as usual, my experience with Madison Avenue that we talked about before, great pressing, sounds great. This is no exception at all. It sounds absolutely fantastic. And Back to Wax also handed out these edible promos. It was a small bag with M&Ms with Alexis' face printed on these. And some of them had the title of the album, Addicted. This is something that any record company should do, for sure. Absolutely delicious. My musical adventures didn't stop with the market. No, they continued throughout the week, and you can watch all of that in my part 2 of this video. Yeah, I decided to split this video, otherwise it would be too long of a video, really, because I got some other things that I want to show you and talk about as well. So I saved that for part 2. But the good thing is, you don't have to wait long, because I'm going to publish it tomorrow on Saturday. So you will get a Saturday video as well. Yeah, so I hope you can tune in for that one and see what I was up to last evening, actually. Yeah, very thrilling stuff, I promise you. But for this Friday night, I want to thank you for sticking with me throughout this whole video about me visiting the independent label market at King's Cross in London. And I want to hear from you guys as well. Were you at this market? And if so, what did you pick up? And if you weren't able to go to this market, do you have any questions, other information, something that I might have gotten wrong? You know where to put them. Down in the comments, of course. Yeah, all of that great stuff. But yeah, now I just want to wish you a great weekend, and I hope you stay cool and you keep playing that music. And of course, we're going to have Danny to round off things for us, as usual, on a Friday night. But first and foremost, I want to bid you all a very heartfelt Swedish adjö to you all.
The movie rolls on, there ain't no more love scenes, the romance is gone. It's a one-man show, it's moving real slow, but it's picking up speed as I'm turning the key. I'm coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up. Hey, the Friday